The insurance industry has been transformed with technology, but the underwriting process has been essentially the same for the last number of decades as insurance companies struggle with that age-old problem of how do we assess risk and how do we price risk. Your technology and your business, Richard, Cytora, is all about building a platform to help insurers increase profitability. What I'd like to understand is how does your technology actually improve underwriter profitability?
So the Cytora risk engine helps commercial insurers differentiate risk in a more granular way than they can do already, which means they select more profitable risks and set more accurate prices, which cover the future claims cost. We do this by using billions of external data points combined with the internal data of each insurance company, and we help them make better risk selection decisions as a result of the artificial intelligence.
And what has been some of the outcomes you've seen leveraging the technology?
We've been able to improve the loss ratios of our customers by always more than 5%, which translates into kind of tens of millions of profit improvement.
For large insurers, hundreds of millions.
Indeed, yeah. But likewise, also in terms of opening up whole new areas of growth, we've been able to allow insurers to move into new lines of business and write new premium where they have zero claims history. And this is because we use all of this data to help them differentiate risk in a better way than they could do normally.
You talk about billions of data inputs. What are some of the data sources that you typically use?
I think it's so important to build on the innovations of the industry already. So we spend a lot of time with underwriters kind of understanding what do they use today to differentiate risk. And then we find all of these pieces of information in external data sets, such as government reports, company websites, news information. But then we go far beyond that and we augment that data set. So we bring in information like, does the company have a website? Does it have spelling mistakes on the website? In terms of a commercial property, what's the weather around that property? How many days of frost can we expect to be on the ground? And what's the likelihood of someone slipping over? The advantage of artificial intelligence is the ability to acquire this data at low cost and to move from using 30 rating factors to 300. So every month we bring in new rating factors that improve and constantly improve the models bit by bit, which means we can kind of separate risks in a more granular way and ultimately find the right price for the risk. This really helps businesses as well because they get a fairer price, which is really, really important.
And one of the things that's important to insurers, of course, is keeping the cost of underwriting down. And you've had some real success in helping insurers get that net cost of actually underwriting a premium or policy down. How have you done that? We
automate the process of underwriting insurance, especially in kind of SME insurance, where the actual amount of premium is quite low. And our customers today can take 10 percentage points out of their expenses, which is really, really meaningful. Today, the industry, for every pound of premium that they write, 40% of that is pure cost of actually delivering the insurance policy.
Cost of goods sold to underwrite the policy.
Exactly. And when you break down what insurance is, it's really just a promise. And what you're doing is you're sending a check in the post and saying, great, well, unfortunately, you had this fire in your shed. Here's the check to cover it. It shouldn't be that expensive. It shouldn't cost kind of hundreds of millions of pounds to kind of provide that service. And we help them do that better by automating a process that today is analog and manual.
And one of the things as a consumer, certainly my own experience and people I know, friends' experiences, is it's very hard sometimes to actually make a claim. Insurers need to get better and more cost-effective at the claims process themselves. Is there opportunities for your technology on the claims side of the equation?
Definitely, because every time we, with our customers, a submission comes in, we essentially score, rank, and price it. And that means when a claim comes in, 1 or 2 years' time, we already have a good idea, is this claim legitimate? Can we believe it happens? And if we do, we can pay, we can allow the insurance company to pay the claim without having to ask any questions. So insurance companies should be able to pay 80% of claims instantly. And that's what millennials want. They want instant fulfillment. That's what kind of these challenger banks are giving them today. This is what e-commerce companies are giving consumers. That's what Uber's doing in taxis. That's what we're doing in commercial insurance.